In this video, I'll be going through the difference between Seller Central and Vendor Central and which one is right for you. For those of you who are new here, my name is Benjamin Bolshinsky. I used to work at Amazon in the Vendor Central, the retail team, for almost 3 years. And now I run a company called Vendor Launch, where we work exclusively with Amazon vendors to grow their vendor businesses. And so without further ado, Vendor Central, Seller Central. What's the difference? So Vendor Central is also commonly referred to as 1P or retail vendors, Vendor Central. It all means the same thing. And then we have Seller Central, also called 3P, sometimes called FBA, FBM, Marketplace. So these are two competing models that you can use to sell products on Amazon. In terms of access, so Seller Central is typically open to anyone. Anyone can create an account, get started, create listings, and start selling. Whereas Vendor Central or 1P is typically reserved more for enterprise, larger companies, wholesalers, bigger companies, and it's typically invite only. So you need someone at Amazon to send you an invitation into the Vendor Central account, and that way you can start selling to Amazon as a vendor. Again, the difference here is under the Vendor Central model, you sell to Amazon. So Amazon buy the products from you, and then they on-sell it. They sell it to the consumer, right? Whereas with the Seller Central model, Amazon aren't buying it from you. You're selling it to the customer. The customer is buying it from you. So you maintain a bit more control and ownership. Typically, smaller companies, more like e-com, smaller companies operate as sellers, whereas your enterprise companies, your Apple, Cokes, any companies that want to make a lot of money on Amazon, they are typically set up as vendors. Now, there's a couple key differences. Because under the vendor model, you are selling to Amazon as a retailer, Amazon controls pricing, right? Because they're the retailer, they are selling the product under their own company, under Amazon.com, and so they determine pricing. Whereas under the seller model, because you're selling on the marketplace, you control pricing. You're not selling it to Amazon, they're not buying it from you. You're still paying fees to Amazon for the privilege, but the customer is ultimately buying it from you and not from Amazon under the seller model. When it comes to fulfillment, there's a couple things to note. Seller model, fulfillment, FBA, FBM. So FBM, FBA differences here are FBAs, Amazon will send the stock to the customer from their warehouse, whereas FBM, you're sending the stock directly to the customer's house. Fulfillment on the vendor side, to be honest, there's also two options where you can fulfill directly to the customer. It's called drop shipping or direct fulfillment. Or there is also the option where you send it obviously to Amazon's warehouse and then they send it to the customer. So in practical considerations, there's no real difference in terms of fulfillment. You can fulfill it from your warehouse or from Amazon's warehouse in either of these two models. Returns and support. So this is a key difference between the two models. Under the vendor side, Amazon will manage all customer returns, customer supports, complaints, because again, they're the retailer selling the product to the consumer. They handle customer complaints and customer returns feedback. Whereas under the Seller Central model, it's the seller that have to handle the returns, complaints, and the feedback. And then lastly, probably one of the biggest differences, most important considerations is in terms of what does it actually look like on Amazon.com, on the website, the differences. So if you're selling to Amazon as a vendor, it will say shipped by and sold by Amazon under the product detail page, the product page, shipped by, sold by Amazon. Whereas if it's FBA or if it's Seller Central model, it will say sold by the merchant, the seller that's actually selling it. It may also say shipped by Amazon if they're using the FBA model. So this can also say shipped by Amazon if Amazon is indeed shipping it, which they might be under both models. But in terms of the sold by label under the product buy box that will be sold by the particular brand. And this is a super important consideration because like it builds a lot more trust if it says sold by and shipped by Amazon, right? The customer knows that if there's something wrong with the product, they can contact Amazon directly, and more likely than not, Amazon will fix their customer complaint. They will send a new replacement, offer a refund. Amazon have more resources and more capability to rectify any customer issues. So in my experience, this builds a lot more trust under the vendor model. So that hopefully makes sense. If you have any questions, let me know. As I mentioned at Vendor Launch, the company I run, we don't work with sellers. We exclusively work with the Vendor Central model. We don't provide any marketing services to FBA, Marketplace, FBM, Shopify, nothing like that. We're 100% focused and dialed, and our services only work for vendors. I'll be completely honest, I don't work for sellers. So we exclusively work with 1P, Amazon Retail, or Vendor Central. So hopefully that helps. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.